So I'm back here on, but this time I'm on Twitch. I figured this would probably be a far better solution than doing it on YouTube, as I figure I'll need some more followers there. Oh. Oh. Without further ado, I've got about 6 segments of showcases to do. Hang on. Gotta turn this on. Ah. Right. Oh, I forgot to put like a custom status on my Discord that was meant to be a SpongeBob quote. Oh well. I'll do it after the stream. We've only got like one one battle arena this time. It's an edit. Everything else is all tracks. Oh right, I gotta put on PowerShell. There we go. Looking more concise, clean. Our first track for the day is GBA Sky Garden, pre-1, which is the preview by TZ. This one's actually pretty good looking. Of course, it's still going to have a lot of things going on. Like, it's not entirely set for a lot of the objects and the cameras and whatnot. In the mini map. Missing animations and a couple other things, but the vines look great. Pretty good preview so far. Oh, looks like the bridge could be updated a bit. Annoying Lakitu. Must be doing something wrong to have triggered him. Whoop. It looks great. It still doesn't function well, but it's just the beginning. Anyways, up next we've got Waluigi's Motocross version 1.5.3. This one's been updated by Silver MKW. There isn't going to be a whole lot of change with these tracks, so don't expect too much difference from last week's showcase in regards to this track. Whoa. Ah! Oh, that was close. Well, earlier today I played through the event for getting Regigigas, which was pretty nice because now I have one, and I have a shiny Regirock on my alt. I've gained about 200,000 experience points today, more than that actually. And I figure I can burn through a couple more items. And up next, we've got FS Mario Circuit by Veremi. This one's actually based off Mario Circuit in Fortune Street. And judging from the way it looks, it's not too different from Mario Circuit in this game. Whoa, that was insane. I keep forgetting that I need to change the ringtone on my new phone. Ringtone of my new phone, but I never do. And I have just the sound for it. I think the lighting needs a bit of work, but other than that, it's not too dissimilar from Mario Circuit. Also needs shadows. There we go. All right. Up. Oh, right. Yeah. There we go. Up next, we've got Classic DS Twilight House by Skipper 93653. It looks a lot more like the one on the DS version. That's for sure. I can see why he called it Classic. There we go. Ah! Ow. Get sniped. Yeah. Well, that takes care of all the arenas for this week. Prepare yourself for more tracks. Up next, we've got CTR Engine Labs, version 1.1, updated by Demons. For those interested in having song requests, the command is !SR, and then the YouTube link for that video. Just as long as you don't post anything inappropriate. Whoa! Damn it. Gone into the pit of despair. Whoa. Whoa. Ah. All right. Next up, we've got Abandoned Boardwalk by Chaos Shadow 23 and Renegade Sierra. This one's also a new track, per se. Looking pretty nice. Liking it. This track, well, I'm about 2 days late from recording it. Now we're getting into the underwater part. I will make sure that I upload this broadcast onto YouTube so that people there can watch it. Oh, that is just the worst timing on my part. Better go on this side this time. Those thwomp eyes, though, they look quite menacing. Ah. Hmm. Alright, so, I will head back into the, Wii U menu so I can change up a couple things. There's a couple things I'll have to remove as well. Hmm. Alright, so, let's go up here. And, That is 3 ready. Okay, I'm ready. This segment should have one new custom track, but I am fairly skeptical of the quality. Then again, the designer is different. But first up, if we can get to that point, because it usually takes its time to boot into Wii mode. Oh, hi. How are you doing, Spyro? Uh, it's always good to have some people come on to here. Okay, got it. You're just on the second segment now. There's gonna be about 6 of them. It's a lot of texture hacks, but a couple custom tracks as well. I went through Abandoned Boardwalk, and that one's actually really nice to play on. GBA Sky Garden by TZ was looking pretty good, but it um, still needs some bugs to work out. Oh, that's pretty cool. So next up, we've got Witch's Forest by Metal Jari Power. Oh, not too bad looking. It's a little dark though, because parts of the track are really hard to see. But that's probably just because of my TV. That I need to adjust the brightness settings fairly soon. Ooh, that was close, dude. Yeah, it could possibly be laggy with those trees in there. Next up, we've got Dry Dry Hills by Dark. I'm kind of curious on how it's gonna look in comparison. Mm. That should take care of all the texture hacks in this segment. Of course, there'll still be more to record, but after this second segment. Uh-oh. Ah! Alright, so, we've got Kamek's Crazy Castle version 1.1. This one's been updated by Huili. Let's just see how it runs. Yes, this track's always been pretty nice. Well, in its updated form. The older version of this track was, well, very old. That's the best way to put it. Ah! It stops a little short of the start line. Next up, we've got Glistening Highway version 1.1 by Zapple. Been getting a lot of the lightweights characters. And the only heavyweight that I actually got to play with was in a battle arena. Ooh, that was so close. Ow! Ah! Went right through it. Ah! No. Ow. Ooh. Oh, my Rainbow Road music? That is Lunar Colony in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. In fact, all the all the arenas in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe have pretty good music. It'd be great if there was some more tracks into it as well. But there was an update for, I believe, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe that added a few more. That added the. It was one of the bikes from Breath of the Wild into Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And there's I think the paraglider from Breath of the Wild as well, and the Breath of the Wild Link as a skin for Link. Him with his champion's tunic. Of course, as it was a free update, which is always good, and not like DLC you have to pay for. Alright, next up we've got Neri Circuit by Veremi and J8-Bit Forager. I want to see how this one looks. Well, aside from the opening camera. Ah! This part is a little confusing. I don't know why this part is here. Parts of this track look pretty nice, but others where there's a lot more convoluted twists and turns. Like, this part's actually not too bad. It only gets just really strange when you get to this turn. And that's a bit of a blind turn. But after that, you should be able to recover just fine. Okay, that finishes up the second segment. Time to clear out some of this stuff for the newer segments. Okay, I've got that. Toad Spooky Circuit, I need to change that to... And this one, I need to change it to... And this one to... And last but not least, this one to... Alright, so up next for our third segment, we've got Bowser Hills version 1.1 by Raichi and updated by Dark. Mm-hmm. Ow! Looks quite smooth. Ah. Alright, so up next we've got Bowser Ship Airport version 1.3 by Ninyoda 1, updated by Dark.
Luigi. I'm gonna win.
Yep. It's got him coming right out. That hole. But I don't think you have like access to them. Or you can get close to them, I hope. That's good. The last thing you'd want is to be absolutely destroyed in a race like that. where it normally wouldn't exist at all. Up next, we've got Toad's Spooky Circuit version 1.1 by Bree, updated by Dark.
Let's go.
The last time I remember, when Bree made this, it was a skybox was fairly small. Oh, that's even better. Making the toads invisible, almost like they're ghosts. It's a huge improvement over the first version. Ah! What's with the camera? It's so strange. Well, though it's nothing really to do with Dark at that point. You see... Next up, we've got Sunset Mall version 1.3 by Cuber Hacks.
Let's go. Yes.
Well, I hope he changed the skybox, cause... Oh. No. Doesn't look like it. Well, actually, he did make some slight modifications to it. Ah! Okay. Next up, we have Woohoo Island version 1.1. This one's been updated by Veremi.
Okay. Yes.
Yep, he did. He also contributed a lot from last week as well. Although some of them are quite terrible in my opinion. With some of the tracks he's added. I hope that Aqua Flood Park isn't like total crap like it was last week. Ah! Slow down quite a bit. That's already 2 blue shells this race. And there's probably going to be more. probably be even better if it were with a better choice vehicle, but whatever. Next up, we've got Skyside RC2. This one's also been updated by Veremi. Yeah, it's definitely one of the longest tracks out there. And that speed mod won't make it any shorter. But then again, it's because bad vehicle choice. This one should be shorter. Ooh, short and sweet. Be even shorter with a better vehicle choice. But it's alright. Well, I made a mistake with the lineup for some of the tracks, but I'll do Big World Away version 1.7. And this one's also been updated by Veremi. But there will be one that I'll have to do after into this fourth segment. Mhm. Oh, that was so close. Though if it were like 100cc, I don't think people would make it very well. Shit! Ah. It's just the positioning of that respawn could probably be improved. No! Oh. Oof. That's not where I wanted to go. Alright, that should do for this segment. There's still a couple left to go. So, I will get on to it. Oh, take care, Spyro. This started about an hour and a half ago. I have not done Luigi Raceway yet. That should be in the next segment. There's still four for this upcoming segment. Now make sure to well, that sucks. I sh- I should be able to export this to YouTube. Of course, I might just do it without the thumbnails. I don't think it really matters too much. I'm not like a professional or anything. At least for now. It'd be nice, but I don't think it would be possible. Oh, thanks for the host, Kanto. Let me see. We're gonna go on to. Yeah, I think it's Kanto or Kanto, because I know that that's his handle on Twitch. Yeah, the region in Japan. It's where Tokyo is. Like Kanto. Well, the Kanto region in Japan is where Pokemon got the basis for that region in the first place. Of course, they had much more liberties with it as it went on. Uh, no, with the GameCube games on the Wii, they usually just underclock the CPU. I don't think it's really too much different. You just get like a bit higher resolution. Well, they're essentially running on the same processor architecture, so there's no emulation needed. It's not like with Dolphin where you can get even up to 4K depending on your computer's specifications. It's always nice. Next up, we've got Bowser's Lair. This one's been updated by Veremi. Right, I did put it on here. Yes, he did. Some of them are more noticeable than others. Oh, that one's a bit long for me to read while concentrating on a race, but I'll get to that. Ah! This track's always been so tight. It's even worse when you're trying to play with a cart. Whoa. Ah! That was so close, dude. Whoa. Okay. Time to leave something nasty. Well, a lot seems to go on in Mario Kart now. Although it's might just be because I stream a lot instead of just recording these days. It's Oh, I don't need a chipped Wii for this. All you really need is an SD card. Though, if you want to play even without like mods on the Wii, and just want to use WiiMfi, which is normally used for playing online, since Nintendo no longer provides services. You could just use you could just set your DNS settings to manual on your Wii or the Wii U. Yeah, there was a lot of edits today, and I was out I was out trying to get the Reggies, including Regigigas, in Pokemon Go. It was nice. Okay, so up next we've got Flood Aqua Park Beta 2 by Veremi. And I just hope that it's not as bad as it was last week. I don't think I've ever been so confused of a track. At least this year. I normally just play with the GameCube, but since I can't play GameCube controllers on my Wii U in VWii mode, I just use like a classic controller that looks like a GameCube controller. It's a good thing that the Wii games normally don't use analog triggers. A couple GameCube games did, but you can't really play those on the Wii U unless you have Nintendo. Ah, it's still just as confusing. Damn it. Ah! He's the worst. And I happen to be using my least favorite vehicle because its turning is so awful. Ah! Doesn't help that it's so thin. No! Please, please! Nope. This one really should go back to the drawing board. Ugh. Yes, I love having the random, being able to make these random names for all the characters. I've actually done it for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and Mario Kart 8. Speaking of which, I should actually start jigging my new old Switch. Damn it! Could probably rename Beater Wario as Beater, or no, I should keep that. Maybe Waluigi as Beater, or Robbie Rotten. Yeah, the handling on that vehicle is so bad. I just hate using it. Another one I could probably rename is Baby Daisy. Should I rename that to Snoot or Sunky? Probably Sunky. Well, if there was a dog in Mario Kart, I'd probably do Sunky. Ooh, a vehicle with better handling. Good. Next up, we've got Lava Mushrooms version 3.2 hotfix. Also updated by Veremi. All it says for the update is improved KMP, meaning that one triangle in the middle of the road near the end of the lap is going to be absolutely horrid. More breathing sounds. I don't think I've hit that triangle yet, thankfully. There's also another version in there with a different skybox, but I don't feel like playing through that one. You already know that it's just Night Sky versus Grumble Volcano Sky. Oh! Nah! Well, I haven't hit that spot, thankfully. Though I had hit that corner. Because I'm being careless. Yeah. I think with PAL, they had like a higher resolution but a lower frame rate, where they normally have like 25 to 50 frames per second because of the frequency being like 25 to 50 hertz. Whereas the United States and Canada and anywhere that's NTSC, like Japan or Korea, for example, all had like 480i, 480p max before HD, but they ran consistently at 30 to 60 frames per second, which is always nice. I've got a couple black GameCubes and silver ones, but I think the orange one... Yeah, there's a couple orange ones. And I know that there was an orange GameCube. There's a special Metroid Prime one. One of the best games on the GameCube. Next up, we've got Road by Road by TELG, updated by Veremi. That one's an old track from like so long ago, and it's gotten more updates recently. That's always nice. This part of the track is insane, dude. Always been. Nope. That ain't gonna work. I could probably change the icon for the blue shell now I think about it, and I have an idea of what it should be. Huh. Perfect. I can actually stay on the track while going on that part. That's nice, because those parts of the track are always pretty nasty. You could just fall off and just be repositioned further behind, which is really annoying. Conch, not what I was thinking. I was thinking actually just the annoying orange to reference our favorite asshole. Though a conch would be nice for something else. Like, say, a mushroom. That would actually be nice. Triple shroom would be... There'd be buff, battalion, and conch. That can be it for the sandwiches. Definitely need work. They definitely need to fix the enemy routes. Blue test model. Hmm. Oh, you mean like the between? I think you showed me that before with the test to GameCube model. Before, I think it was after people. Yeah, it's the light blue test model for the GameCube. And then there's also the Dolphin, which is just the GameCube on the... which looks like a computer. Mm. Okay, this is going to be the second last segment with... And I hope your eyes are peeled for this one, Zapple, because this is where the magic happens with Luigi. Oop. Yeah, it's supposed to look like me. It's really a lot what people do with their Miis, though. I've seen a lot more of the anime style Miis. I'd love to see a Cubics me, low key. That'd be funny. And maybe one that looks like Just Call Me Alec. Okay, just gotta double check. Yep, yep, and yep. The beauty of the Wii U is with their Mii Maker, you can also scan QR codes, so you can create so that you can find Mii's on sites like Mii Character, where you generally get like Mii information from. It's the same sort of thing with the 3DS. Can't really do the same thing with the Switch because it doesn't have like a camera. But I think they're slowly phasing it out. It's just that there's some legacy. Yeah, there's a lot of for Royal Raceway from Mario Kart 8. That one has a lot of the Sakura petals coming down. It's also a lot pinker, but it does look a lot nicer than the original. Well, I hope you're all hyped for this one because this next track is N64 Luigi Raceway by Zapple Gaming and Skipper 93653. Oh, it's probably just the angle. Wow, the under cave part seems a lot nicer. It reminds me of the original version from Mario Kart 64. And I think that game's a little overrated. This one looks much nicer. Yeah, but it does still look pretty nice. Kind of like the trees. I think that sign could be spinning a bit. Ah! But at least there's no cheap AI param like in Zilla's version. No problem. It's just that my only real gripe with Zilla's version is the AI param is the equivalent of an aimbot. which is basically unfair, in my opinion. Ah! It's funny to think how busted Mario Kart 64 was. The only games that were even more busted are basically Super Mario Kart and Mario Kart Super Circuit. Then you look at a game like Mario Kart Double Dash, and that one was one of the most bulletproof games out there, with only a few actually big game-breaking glitches. Nope. Up next, we've got Volcanic Stadium version 1.1 by Horace MKWii, updated by Dark. You see. Though I will admit that older versions of the Wii's firmware actually did use chips, like modded chips. Though really the easiest way is installing Homebrew through an SD card. Especially since you can find something lying around. 2 gigabytes being like the minimum, I'd say. Could probably go lower than that, actually. But 32 gigabytes SD cards, especially on FAT32, they're really cheap now. And you could get like them as micro SDs, which would be even better. Just in case your adapter breaks, you can always swap it out. Ah, yes, I wasn't even trying for the hop thing, and I still managed to dodge a POW block. That's nice. And I was able to do it on stream, just like my soul, like the duo soldier medic carry in Cataclysm. That was insane. Probably could highlight parts of that and put that onto YouTube. Oh, up next we've got Starlight Carnival version 2.1. This is Darky Benji's version that has been updated by Dark. The other one is also been updated, so I'll be checking that in our last segment. If I remember correctly, the change was reducing the number of those ships, which was to reduce lag. At least I still get the opportunity to play on this classic. Because Darky just mods Mario Kart 8 and 8 Deluxe now. I wouldn't really blame him for it either, since it looks nicer. I should really do some Mario Kart 8 streaming as well. And Mario Kart 8 Deluxe streaming. Of course, that means that I should probably start messing around with that Switch that I got not too long ago. I might be, though, it is around 7:30 p.m. now, so I might be, getting ready to get some sleep. But thanks for the offer. I know that, Alex and I might do some more, Gear Grinder tomorrow. Probably tomorrow morning. Since I need to grind out as many as I can so I can catch up to 2 cities. I should probably grind out a bit of Steel Trap as well, so it catches up to my oil spill tours. Blue shell. Ah. Okay, so moving on to the final segment. It should also include 2 tracks that I haven't seen on the wiki yet, but I have seen YouTube videos of them. Also, to anyone, any custom track creators or anyone who plays Mario Kart Wii here, if anyone is interested in playing some MVM, feel free to add me on Steam. MVM, Man versus Machine, game mode in Team Fortress 2. It's quite fun to slay robots, especially with friends. Ah, the controller fell. I'm just on the last segment right now. I've got about 3 more tracks, and then I'll call it a night. Mountain. Boom. Yeah, that Luigi Raceway looks absolutely amazing. Of course, there'll always be some hiccups towards it, but you're welcome. Which track do you decide to make next time? Just curious. The only suggestion I have is well, I would say one based off Team Fortress 2 maps. I like the idea of it being PvE, but um, the problem is with Overwatch 2, it's basically just Overwatch, but PvE mode mostly. They could have made that as like an expansion or DLC add-on for Overwatch itself. I just think it's a bit of a they're just trying to make a bit more money out of us, but I would be interested in playing something like Overwatch 2. It'd be much better as an add-on, but I can always like get the game too. PvE modes are always pretty fun. You can only play for like I think a couple weeks for like Rising Storm or a couple PvE events in Overwatch, and then they're taken away for the rest of the year. That kind of annoys me, especially since now you have to deal with well, if you play competitive in Overwatch, it's going to be a bit of a toxic wasteland. Ooh, a DK Waterfall remake? Yes, please. That one was a little simple, but it's always been nice to play on because I always knew what I was getting into. Oh. All we get to have all the maps Overwatch 2 has, and Overwatch skins get carried over to Overwatch 2. Well, I don't have too many valuable skins except for maybe a Roadhog skin. Oh, wait, there's a couple other ones like... Yeah, it's mostly just like tank skins that I have more value in. Nice. I like having some more caves. Yeah, sure. You could do that on just DM me on Discord about through it. I'd like to see. I kind of wish I had more valuable Lucio skins or Anna skins, since I've played a lot of those characters as well. Maybe a Zenyatta one as well. Mario Kart Wii is still like one of my favorite titles. I don't think that I'll ever drop it. Thank you. And the modding community has been pretty big, as you can tell. Though you'll see much more attention on, say, Mr. Bean's channel, Mr. Bean 35,000 VR, or Troy. They get much more traffic than I ever will, and that's fine. I don't normally follow Scott the Waz too much, to be honest. He also dumped a bit on Mario Kart Double Dash as well. I thought it was much better than Mario Kart 64, which is very bare bones. Like, the biggest additions is actually having 3D models for tracks, and being able to play with 4 players. Whereas with Mario Kart Double Dash, it was not just the tracks that were 3D, but also the character models too. And the items were also in 3D. And obstacles were in 3D. Well, Team Fortress 2 you should be fine with a 1050, a GTX 1050. It's more based on your processor, considering that game came out 12 years ago, when GPUs were not nearly as significant in power as, say, they were when Overwatch released 3 years ago. I actually experience less stuttering in Overwatch than I do in Team Fortress 2. But then again, having a 1050 is always nice. Well, it's a 1050 Ti. I know that my brother Alex has an older graphic. He had an older graphics card, but then he switched to AMD not too long ago when his old one actually died. We all know that joke from SpongeBob. It's not nauseous gas, it's your act! Ah! Well, you can always wait until next month, because Black Friday is usually close to December. Well, it's actually later this month, but if you can get like a graphics card for cheap on Black Friday. And being able to record in higher resolutions is always nice. I just prefer streaming in 720p because it's a little safer. Not for my specs, but for my bandwidth. Oh, right. I also forgot to say that this was Starlight Carnival by Miku MK, updated by Dark. But next up we've got Mountain Crater version 0.4 by Alex TH91. It looked alright, so I wanted to give it a go. The archive file that he uploaded is about 77 megabytes, so it will take quite a bit of time. So it'd be better just to not have that. Of course, everyone likes May. Except when you play as her against other players, you start to realize how good she is. She was actually nerfed several times. Then she became off meta, then on meta. Oh, right. Hang on. I wonder if for the PvE there's going to be like the all heroes mode like there was in the first one. That way you can sort of mix and match. I rarely get to play DPS classes, and the one I pick the most for DPS, well, there's a couple. I mostly pick between Widowmaker and the Pharah. I've done a couple McCree. I just can't do Genji. I'd like to do Hanzo though, because it reminds me like of Huntsman Sniper. Though I usually just play support because no one else seems to want to do that. It's always strange that nobody wants to go like any sort of healing or support when playing a PvP game mode, yet for PvE there's always someone rushing to play like a support class immediately. There's some people who hate like all sorts of different characters. Like Darkside Phil hated McCree's. Well, he still does, I think. Which I think it's funny. Then again, that flashbang is pretty useful if you're playing McCree. Up next, we've got Simple Circuit by AlexTH91. Well, I think there's the High Noon, there's the Flashbang, and then there's especially the part of being headshot by the handgun, which is based off the 356 Magnum, which is capable of headshots from a distance. May not be as proficient at it as, say, a sniper rifle, but you could still get the job done. But considering that most of the time DSP just plays Winston, it wouldn't be a surprise considering he's not the best tank. Wait, did I put... Oh. Huh. I think this is the wrong one. Well, yeah, it was, but I think I'm gonna end the stream for now. I'm, it is getting a bit late, and I need to do some things around the house. But thank you all for coming and watching the stream and interacting. And I shall see you all next time. Next week, same time. Unless you're interested in watching me playing Man vs. Machine and Team Fortress 2. Or possibly other games if I get around to it. Thank you all for coming. And have yourself a lovely evening.